This week on the What's Happening podcast, Shelby and I will be talking about Thanksgiving, our trip home to the fam, and the car problems that came with it. And we're going to be talking about Shelby and her selling. I'm just reading off of this, and Shelby has Instagram holiday ads. This is the What's Happening podcast. We're journeying all through time and space to discover what's happening to the human race. We don't really care what's happened in the past. Welcome to the What's Happening podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Episode
15?
We think it's 15. Shelby, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Week 2.
Week 2 of the sofa.
Of our setup. What do you think?
It's...
Week 2 of the casting couch. That's what we're going to call this.
I don't think that's a good
No,
idea.
that's...
It's still a bit weird. But hopefully...
I don't know how to sit.
I know.
I
know. I'm already slouched. I let myself sit straight for 2
Hello,
seconds.
everyone. If you're watching the video portion, you can see that I'm playing it up for the camera.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I think it's weird. I think it'll get better.
I think it'll be
with
nice
time.
when we have our own
Arms.
mics and like arms, because then we
can
can do like a
sit
nice little
back.
sit back.
I know.
Maybe like a little crisscross. I don't know if the mic's picking me up right now.
I know. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I think that would be really nice.
And then we can kind of reconfigure the camera and whatnot when that happens. But
How has everything else been going?
Pretty good. You know, I feel like every time we do anything, I feel like it takes me 2 weeks to recover. So I'm really tired. And that's me. How are you?
That's true. When you went camping,
Yeah.
you were dead.
It takes me a really long time, I feel like, to come back. Can you stay focused, please?
Sorry.
But yeah, so I'm just exhausted.
I'm good.
That's good.
I have a car.
Are you exhausted?
Yeah,
Wow.
with my car.
Oh.
Having problems with it. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Got a new laptop.
Proud of you.
That was good. We streamed on it for the first time yesterday.
It was beautiful.
That went really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super excited about that.
These are the big moments in our life. Truly.
Help me out. What else? I still don't have a PS5.
No. Remember when you were gonna get one in the podcast last time?
That's right.
That didn't happen.
R.I.P. R.I.P. I'm trying to think. Well, I literally had something, and then you were talking, and then I just lost it. I don't even know.
I have no idea.
What's even happening? Oh, I wanted to talk about real quick. Do it in my face next
Sorry,
time.
I
You're
had a
just
quick
yawning
yawn.
right in my face. I wanted to quickly talk about how Shelby and I have decided to start communicating with one another via text. So, we spent the week away from each other. That's a first. And so we...
Actually had to text.
Yeah,
to
basically we were
communicate.
texting back and forth. Because we still have to talk to each other 24/7. And I'm trying to find it. But the one night... we started using the me emojis.
Me emoji. I
Me-emoji?
think. Yeah.
Sorry. And why can't I find
I think
it?
it's back.
So I changed mine.
You're gonna find a bunch of gifts first.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. I changed mine. We'll let it load. To try and match my hairstyle a little bit better, and in the process, I gave it like an actual bun in the back.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that it had it. And every time I sent this new me-emoji, I thought it was like funnier and funnier to say, oh, by the way, that's me, just in case you couldn't tell. It has a mask on, everything. Very responsible me-emoji that I have. And I said I'm laughing harder because I literally sent it with there's one, if you're watching the video, there's one where it like does like a fist bump and it's like
It's a sassy but confused, but like probably in pain fist bump. Like the facial expression is so funny.
it's like hard, it's like intense.
It's like kind of duck facing.
And it's so fucking funny what it does to like the eyebrows. Then Shelby changed hers, gave her a beard. I made mine bald. She gave hers a cowboy hat. It ends with
my facial hair kept changing.
Yours now just has a pink mustache and like a snow cap on. And mine has more normal hair. But our new favorite thing to do is this fist bump. In like an agreement. So last night I texted Shelby, I think while pooping, and I said, before I ran in, I said, "Are you excited?" And she didn't hear me. She said, "What did you say?" And so then I texted her. I said, "Are you excited?" And then sent the fist bump. And then she responded with the fist bump. And it's just so stupid and funny. It's just our own little way of communicating. You know how it is.
Yeah, we now just communicate through emojis at all time because we don't know how to speak anymore.
Right.
We are millennials. Verging on Gen Z.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're trying.
This is us trying to be cool and hip and young. But
I'm starting a TikTok.
They're my favorite thing, and I wish they were something that you could send in other chats. Because I would send them to everyone. So, iPhone, get on that shit.
I think I'm going to start tweeting just my emoji.
That's a good idea.
Just like a screenshot of it, I guess.
Yeah, like how people do the Snapchat thing.
Bitmoji?
Yeah.
What?
Some people use that elsewhere. They screenshot them and bring them over.
You can just use Bitmoji anywhere.
Oh. Well, if Memoji could get on that.
Maybe it is. Who's to say?
I think Memoji needs to catch the fuck up.
I'll tweet it right now.
Yeah, please tell me.
I'll try it.
But anyway, so that was our big exciting update for the week is we started using Memojis. We're cool now. You're welcome. But yeah, so we went home for Thanksgiving.
You can. I'm not going to tweet it.
How did you do it?
You just
It
literally...
didn't let me. I was trying to do it in something else. Anyway, sorry. Unimportant. We went home for the holiday for Thanksgiving. Fun fact, we've been quarantining for, I don't know, when did quarantine start?
9 months.
And that's not even like actual sarcasm when we say that. We don't know human beings in Boston, so there's no one for us to see, and we both work from home. So we went home when we drove home for the holidays, and both our families live in the middle of nowhere, so we saw even more people, even less people there.
Even less people.
Even less people there.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Basically, we knew we were going from one situation where we were
isolated
to another situation where we were isolated and only with our immediate families.
Right.
So
yeah. Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Being home. Kind of. Being home. By being home, being stuck in our parents' houses. How was it?
It's so funny because immediately we both were like, why did we do this?
Yeah.
We shouldn't have done this because we're basically going to plan to try and go home for Christmas as well, which is in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, they really could have found better timing for these holidays.
Canada got it right.
They really did.
Canadian Thanksgiving, October.
I have a feeling they tried it on the same day as American. They went, too close. And they moved it. Yeah. I feel like that's what happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They were like, July 4th, Independence Day?
Screw that.
How about June 4th?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
I thought theirs was just like 2 days before ours. Is it a whole month?
You might be right. I thought it was on the 4th.
No, I think it's on the 3rd.
I'll look it up. Keep going.
But, yeah. So, when we say we, regret it, we regret it in the stance of, driving back and forth in the matter of, was I right?
July 1st.
July 1st.
So close. It's ours. Like you said 2 days. It was 3.
Anyway.
You said 2 days,
and
then you said July 3rd.
Sounds about right. But we regret it in the sense of just the travel.
Yeah.
It's annoying, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so am I the only person who...
Yes.
I knew it. Who gets a weird feeling sometimes being in their childhood bedroom? You can say yes.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Sometimes I mean, it's barely even my bedroom
You're
anymore.
I pooped myself here. You're like, oh no.
No, I don't know. my bedroom's like barely even mine anymore, and it's basically almost none of my belongings are in it. But sometimes I'm just there and I'm just like, wow, it's really weird that like my whole life I slept here and now I leave and now I just come back and I'm like, this is where I'm staying. It's like a little like hotel stop and shop, but like my entire childhood was spent here. Yeah, whether it's like brings back memories or I don't know.
Well, for me, the way my bedroom's set up now is, I think it was set up like this for like senior year of high school, and then all of like through now.
Oh.
So like I was only in it like this for 1 year. It wasn't how my room was always set up.
Oh.
And so, like, you know what I mean? And so like, when I think of my childhood room, I think of almost like a totally different setup. I mean, my room probably went through like, I don't know, 70 different iterations.
Right.
It's probably like 4. But like, there's more particular setups I think of than this one. And so I don't know. Like,
you don't feel like an attachment to it?
No, not really. Like, so it doesn't really feel all that weird necessarily because like, yeah, I don't know. But it's still like the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's not like yours where, like, nothing in it is yours. Like, my bookshelf is still there, and, like, it's the same crappy bed that I realized I just found out it's crappy. It's a crappy bed.
Isn't that crazy that it took
leaving
it to find out it sucks?
Well, no, it took us getting a really good bed to realize that it sucks.
Yeah.
Because I think, I don't want to bet money on this, but I think my childhood bed, it means the bed that's in my room back home, I think is nicer than the dorm room beds.
A lot of things are nicer than dorm room beds. Yeah, I know you mean.
So like that's what I was comparing it to. Mm-hmm. And other than that, it was just that was always my bed. So it was like, this is comfy. It's my bed.
I like how you just tell yourself it's comfy.
I never had anything better than it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of sad. Pretty sad life I live, huh?
It's the worst.
Oh no. But yeah, I don't get a weird feeling from it. I sit there and I go, yep.
It's a room.
This is the room. Yeah, that's really it.
I don't know. I feel like it's just like sometimes when I go home it just like feels weird. But this time I grabbed, and we'll see if they're used at any point in the future, I grabbed every single journal I've ever filled out in my life and brought it up here. And we'll see if maybe someday we read some things from it. I have yet to even crack them open. I just grabbed the box because I was like, there's going to be some good stuff in here.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You are so dramatic.
Very. Mm-hmm.
So dramatic.
Yeah, I'm sure that these are very
I'm sure in the moment extra. It's cathartic for you, but that shit never ages well.
No.
Never.
It's gonna be terrible.
In the moment, it's normally bad.
Yeah.
But you don't realize it because, like I said, it's cathartic to like just say the thing. But yeah, they're gonna be.
I tried reading through them, like 1 or 2 of them, probably 2 years ago, and I almost like threw them all out because I was like, this is ridiculous, and then I was convinced to keep them.
But like I said, like the idea behind it isn't necessarily, I'm assuming, to go back and read it.
No. Well, I don't think so, but then when I went to like...
the information down. It's to get the feeling down, and you feel better having written it.
That's generally what I use it for.
And then you can go back and read it, but you're not writing it in the moment
with
for
the
that
intention
purpose.
Of it to be read. Yeah. I know. When I was
while you're writing it, I don't know. I never was a writer.
But no, when I was on that's why I filled them out. I'm like, this is me just like either mentally thinking something out or just like moving on from something. And so when I was like, I'm gonna just like, I was gonna capture / like scan in like some of my favorites and then basically destroy the rest of them. And my mom came home to me halfway through the scanning process and was like, what are you doing? And I like said, and I was like, I'm just keeping what I want. And she was like, someday you'll really, it's the yearbook bullshit. She was like, someday you'll really appreciate having those. Or like, a future person who like either will have known you or like will have a connection to you will appreciate that. And I was like, I don't think.
Can you imagine?
I don't think any future person wants to read these.
And then like because you're not gonna have a kid, but like like let's say Maddie does. Mm-hmm. So
my like niece or like niece's child down the road.
Great niece whose name is Shelby and shares a lot of similar characteristics to you. Like stumbles upon them in the attic, like goes into the attic and it just falls off the bookshelf that's up there. Yeah. Why is there a bookshelf in the attic? I don't know, but your journals are there.
Yeah.
Probably a good spot for them, to be honest. And she like picks it up and she's like, oh, my great Aunt Shelby, I never really knew her. And she starts leafing through it and just reading all of it. And she's like, this is awful.
She's like, wow, my great Aunt Shelby was such a dramatic bitch in high school. What's wrong with her? But
she's yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, when she said that, it convinced me enough to be like, okay, I'm not gonna like put up the fight today. But I was just like, I don't think anyone should reread these. Because probably 80% of it is over the most petty bullshit that just bothered me that day.
Yeah, you're a loser.
It's probably like,
what are we talking about?
David didn't let me like, I don't know. I don't even know. It's probably something so stupid I can't even come with an example. But yeah, so maybe sometime in the future. Maybe. Maybe. So that's all I did while I was home.
What do you mean?
That's it. Like that's all my like commentary on like, wow, I went home and I got my journals. That was my Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I mean I went home and I worked, and when I wasn't working, I played video games.
Yeah.
But not for a
you just played video games.
Not for an intended purpose, not to like record something or anything like that. It was strictly just playing video games to play video games. You know? Mm-hmm.
Played a good bit of games. I bought a murder mystery packet on Etsy. That was really fun.
You did. I got to play one of those cooperative board games.
Yeah.
That was very exciting.
Very fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Games.
Let me tell you. What else? What else did?
Oh my god!
Let's see. What else happened while we were home?
It was Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday, and Giving Tuesday.
Did you do anything for any of those days?
But
like consumerist wise?
No.
Same.
I did not. I was thinking about going to our local thrift store on Black Friday.
When you were thinking about going to it a couple of days prior.
I did. But I was thinking about going on Black Friday, but when I was like super exhausted, because my sleep schedule was like all over the place that week, and whatever. So I was tired, and also I was like, honestly, I'd rather go on a day that it's like not gonna be packed. So I went on like, when did I even go? Oh, it might have been technically Small Business Saturday, but it was pretty empty. So I pretty much scored even just as well going on Small Business Saturday.
There you go.
But yeah, so from a consumer's level, that was really it. Which even if, honestly, I guess I don't know for sure, but I would say even if there wasn't a pandemic, I just like this year I've just been like, whatever. Didn't really feel a need to go anywhere. It didn't feel like I was missing out by not going out. Right. So
I basically tried to get a PS5. Technically, my laptop, I think, was like a Black Friday deal. So
yeah.
I got that. But I got that like prior. But yeah, other than that, it was so just like whatever. And yeah, so I think next year doing the double, the 2 week into New Year's instead of doing Thanksgiving. Also, Thanksgiving, I like... this year, because everything was so weird and it wasn't like an actual like normal family get together and stuff, like this year especially, I should have just called it thinking about it.
Yeah.
But for so many years it was like a way for my family to be together, to have good food. So I still have that mindset, I guess. But now next year, when things hopefully are normal, probably won't be, but hopefully, I'm going to probably be like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. when it's that year where you just kind of make the call after having done it your whole life.
Right.
So
I think that's the thing.
It was even, I mean, not that either of our families were as serious about this, but like Easter was weird in college because our schedules like totally screwed that up for our families. And that wasn't near the like level of care as like Thanksgiving or Christmas can be. But that's just like an example of how much like just it being a yearly tradition, as soon as it gets thrown off, it just feels weird.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely almost like hard to make that call the first time, but
yeah,
it is what it is, obviously, and everyone's gonna do what they need to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holidays, but also in addition, on the other side of Small Business Saturday and all of the things, this year, I don't think we've talked about it all on the podcast, but this year I have like actually been putting effort into an Etsy shop. I've tried one, I think, in the past, and just kind of, I think it was like high school even. It was either high school or very early college, and I kind of let it die like right away. But that's my 2020 thing, basically, has just been working on that. The same year everyone else has been working on something, I was like, this is my time. It's not like I wanted to do this forever. I'm just going to wait till everyone else wants to do it. But,
yes, wait for the market to get super saturated.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it's okay. I'm enjoying it at this point, and I feel like I now have like the time and like mental capacity to like put effort into it, because like in college I would have absolutely hated trying to do all of it. But I have only made, I'm very low on like sales and whatever, but obviously it's all been like really fun to do. Really fun to just do in general, but it was really cool. We had some sales on Small Business Saturday, which it's like,
you mean you?
It was me, all me, but no, it was just cool to like, not that I am like a full-blown small business or anything, but something that I have been working on for most of this year to like get that support during like that season was really cool.
That was cool.
And a couple people buying things like as gifts for other people. It's just a really cool feeling. And yeah, just like wanting people to have things I've made, having people that want things I've made.
Even more so than that, it's the fact that like the way I think about it is like it's great when somebody you know buy something from you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But what you just said, where people are buying them as gifts,
yeah,
that's insane, because that means they aren't just buying it for themselves. They aren't saying like, oh, I would like this. They're saying that like, oh, someone I know would like this.
Yeah.
And like that's really cool. That's a testament to like the quality and like everything like that, in my opinion. Like that definitely, like, as weird as it sounds, like should make you feel like even better. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That like there's that like trust almost, and like how good it is. So that's really cool, and yeah, that was good to see, and I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
Because you have been putting a lot of, we talked about it kind of to an
Yeah.
extent. We just talked about how much you've been grinding at like creating various things, how you just constantly have like some project going, you know, whether it's complete shit or, you know, the best thing in the world. But yeah, it has been really cool to see, and it's been super awesome seeing that you are like getting the support and stuff.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I always, I mean, I definitely like create what. We can't stop this moment. I just feel like, I mean, I'm happy when anyone's even like interested in something I've created. I like never ever expect anyone to like put out money for it. Like that's like fantastic. Like, you know, that's like dreams come true, but it's never like anything I expect. And because I just like to make things and share them and like get feedback or like people's opinions or whatever. I just like to, that's just what I like to do. And then yeah, anything on top of that is just like extra cool. I feel like I had a purpose with that. But so it's just always been, I feel like I've always definitely been lucky to have like really supportive people around me. That
must be nice.
It's, you know, I'm not going to brag about it or anything, but like, yeah, it's very nice. Do you not have supportive people around you? Ooh. No, but like...
I would say I have a tight circle.
Yeah. I'm not saying...
I'd say you have a wide one.
I feel like most people we know...
Like, have you ever seen the thing where people are like, this is my inner circle, and it's like Instagram or Twitter, and it's like the circle of like users, and then there's like an outer ring, and then an outer ring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have just one ring, whereas you have like you have 4 rings, which breaks the algorithm because you're only supposed to have 3.
Oh, I break the algorithm every day.
Just you.
Just me.
Just you have that much support.
No, I feel like we just have people who, like, even if they don't get it, they're like, yeah, you keep going. You know what I mean?
Like I said, yes, you do.
Oh my God, shut up. I'd say you do too. But I feel like...
I like 3.
I hate you.
4.
I hate you.
5.
I hate you.
I'm not going to name any names. Maybe 7.
But anyway, where I was going with that was the big thing this week was I've had that ginormous painting since, I don't know when I did that, March, April, sometime in there.
No.
Maybe May.
Probably later.
Whatever.
Whenever
it felt like it was here
we walked
forever.
to the park, like, you know,
Yeah,
when it was like summer. So.
Whatever. I've had this gigantic painting forever.
Lily pads.
Lily pad painting.
It's very like Claude Monet of you.
Yeah, I love Claude Monet.
Plagiarism.
But yeah, I've had this giant painting. I don't remember the dimensions of it, but it was really big.
It's big.
Yeah. And
bigger than the PS5.
Yes, not as heavy though. So, I've had it forever, and a lot of people like said how much they liked it, and with
everyone. Like, I was like,
oh,
Shelby.
I thought you were being
no, I was like, Shelby, this is your best one. Like, I almost hate that you're giving it up, but obviously, like, whatever. And then like your mom, but like your mom was like, I really like that painting, and it was kind of like one of those things where it's like, Mom, like.
My mom's one of those people who...
Too supportive.
Yeah, basically. She's...
Her stupid 23-year-old... Yeah. Shut up.
What? Her stupid 23-year-old?
Yeah, daughter is just constantly doing this and that, and she's just like, let's do it. She's all for it.
No, she really is. And she like always like wants to see like everyone succeed like all the time. Mm-hmm. And so she's always just like, if I've ever in a sale or if something new went up, she was like, has anyone been interested in it? Like she wants to know that.
Which is almost like
a lot.
Which is almost it was almost bad after all, because you're like, because nobody has, and you're like. Yeah. It's like the job process. Job hunt, yeah. Like when your parents keep checking in on how things are going. Jobs, and you're like, I applied to 10 jobs, and they're like, did you hear back from anybody? And you're like, no. Did you hear back from anybody? And it's just reminding you that you haven't heard back from anybody. But she was like, if nobody.
Obviously, I know she means well though.
No,
like,
of course. Oh my God,
says.
Yes. And like in this sense, even she was like, if nobody buys that, I want it. It's like, okay. And then you had Emily. Our friends say that basically like the same thing. She was like, as soon as I have money, if nobody buys that thing, I'm buying it. Yeah. Like, and then I was talking to my dad.
So it basically came down to it like sat for months on my Etsy shop. I've been posting it, and I offered if anyone was in our hometown area, I could like slightly reduce the price and it wouldn't have shipping costs because I could just figure out a drop off situation. And that was what my mom said. If no one grabs it, I want it. So it came back home because I was like, well, very least she's going to have it. And then that led to you talking to your dad.
Yeah, so I was talking to my dad, and like I talked to him previously, and like, you know, anytime I call my parents, they're always like, how's Shelby doing? And my dad, the one time I was talking to him was like, I saw some of the paintings that Shelby has put up, and some of them are really good. He was like...
He was definitely talking about the 2 giant boobs.
He was talking about the titties. Yeah, he was like, yeah. Oh,
for sure.
He's like, they're all like really good. And so, you know, he and I were talking, and then, you know, when I was home, and I don't remember how we got on the topic of it, but he was basically like, oh, I meant to like reach out to Shelby because I wanted to like potentially talk to her about one of the paintings. Oh, I think it was because I had the painting
Yeah, as a gift.
Yeah, for someone. And so, yeah, he was like, I wanted to talk to her myself because he was like, there was a painting that I was looking at. And I was like, oh, which one? And without fail, he was like, the lily pad painting, the one that I constantly was saying, like, everybody loves this painting. Everybody wants this painting, and nobody's buying this painting. And I laughed. I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, you and everybody else. And then, yeah, you brought it over to let him kind of see because it really is a big painting.
Yeah, it's definitely a painting that, like, you need to be aware of, like, what you're, like, that you have the space and, like, set up for it because it's a weird size.
My parents had a couple of different spots that they were like, oh, maybe it would look good here, here, or here. They settled on a spot that I think it looks nice at, and the rest is history. They bought the painting. And so nice. I wanted to keep it, and in a way...
You kind of did. Proud of you. It's so funny. My mom came home, and she was like, where's the painting? And I was like, oh, actually, like, Spencer's dad was interested in it. And she was like, I thought I had... Joking. She was like, I thought I had it. And I was like, technically, you said if no one else wanted it. And I was like, he was just lucky he was in the area. He paid full
retail price.
He did. I know. Crazy.
He said, fuck your shipping fees. Take my money.
But yeah, my mom was like, God damn, I thought I had a painting. Like, so it's fine. She's fine. She requested a different one, slightly smaller. So, but I was honestly, this is what leads into like what I had written on our like sheet. But I was honestly like relieved and also nervous for it to be going to a house I know I'll be spending time in. I was happy it wasn't in my parents' house, as sad as that is. But I was like, oh boy, I'm going to have to see this thing every time I go to this house. And like, what if I'm very quick, as I feel like most great people are, to immediately criticize something you've done because you know where there are faults and where something could have been better. And like, that's in everything you make. Like, nothing's perfect. And so I'm just like, I'm always nervous that I'm going to go somewhere where I'm like, someone's going to have something I've made. And even though it's the coolest feeling in the world for someone to have something you've made, I sit there and I'm like, I should have done this better. I should have. Why did I put this on there?
What if you made somebody for someone, like, with the express intent of, like, giving it to them as a gift? You're, like, for your parents, for example, you were like, oh, I want to do a painting of one of the dogs. I think it would look nice in this spot in the house. So whether they really want it or not, it's a gift, and it'll just hang there.
Okay.
And, like, you know, like, in that sense, like, you create it, obviously. But it's, like, not the same because, like, again, it's the express intention to have it there. So you know you're making it for that spot.
No,
is that different?
No, because I feel like I've hated almost every gift I've given my parents and or friends.
I was going to say, not to say that you wouldn't still criticize it, but, like, would that have the same weird feeling of seeing it? Whereas, like, somebody bought this.
Probably not. No, probably not. Because when my mom was like, I really want the lily pad painting, my brain immediately went to, where is that going to work visually in our house? So yeah, it probably isn't so on that level of me being like, oh god, is it gonna look stupid here? Is it just gonna look like in the best way possible, I just wanted to support my daughter, and so I have this mismatched piece of thing in our house? Like, that stresses me out a little bit, because I always want it to like make sense for the person who's getting it. But yeah, it is different, but I definitely still hold the same level of criticism because I've given people gifts that sometimes I want to be like, please let me redo it or destroy it, or I don't know, maybe burn it. Like, that'd be cool. So, but yeah, so it's just a weird feeling, and I'm sure like I don't know, I might be more on the hypercritical end, but I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that feeling.
I think you're spot on for an artistic person.
Yeah. It's like, again, it's the greatest feeling in the world, but as soon as I see it, I'm like, but we'll see someday. It's fine. I can't wait for, like, if I keep doing, like, really artsy things in, like, 10 years, I'm gonna absolutely hate all of it, so doesn't matter, but it's fine. But yeah. So it's just weird stuff like that, but I obviously always appreciate
Is that like
the people.
The statute of limitations is like 10 years and then you hate all your stuff?
I don't know. I just feel like you hit a point where it's like you've seen so much growth that you look back and you're like, oh my god, why did people spend any money on this crap I was making?
It's true. I don't know. That lily pad painting though.
No, I really like it. And literally I like looked at it and I was like, thank god I still like it, because it's so big and I'm going to see it a lot. But yeah.
Why are you going to see it a lot?
Well, I guess not right now, but when we were at home, I would see it. you know?
I mean, like, we're only home for like a week at a time.
Right.
How many of those days are we really?
A big deal,
yeah.
But...
So, why don't you shut your mouth?
Yeah, I'll think about it. But, yeah.
Should we get into the car problems that we've teased now?
We can
three
try.
times?
We can try to not lollygag on it, but yeah.
Oh. Okay, yeah, no, let's keep talking about what you want to talk about.
No, talk about it. Go ahead.
The Durango's dying.
The end.
I don't know how to tell you this, Shelby.
We've been fighting for 17 long years.
Your car, father, is in
critical condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Durango, I don't know if we talked about it, the Durango had a tree fall on it while we were...
We definitely didn't talk about that.
Like, we live near Boston, and we had a tree.
We found the one tree in all of Boston.
We live near Boston. Like, this isn't like we live in Massachusetts near Boston. No, like, we live near Boston. Like, we're in a city area, and we had a tree. How many trees are in cities?
I mean...
We're not near a park either. No. Well, we are actually technically. But, well, like, we weren't. And a tree fell on the Durango. I couldn't believe it. So that happened. But it was still running fine. It's, like, surprisingly. It was overheating over the summer and stuff. But I think that was just, like... It has its issues, and then also just from it being hot. But we were kind of like, well, it should be able to get us through the winter at least because... And with, like, COVID and everything, we didn't feel like, you know, like we're buying a car... Or having to figure out new car payments and stuff like that. So we were like, well, at least it can get us through the winter. And then we can worry about that. No. Wrong. The tree falls on it. It's fine. It still runs fine. It gets us home fine. And then we ran to get gas in it. And
my hope of going to a thrift store.
Right. And put gas in it. Filled it up. All 22 gallons of gas. And got back in. And it wouldn't start. Which is the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Because you're like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
I literally just put in the thing that makes it go-go.
And it said no.
I gave it its go-go juice, and it said no moose. And so that sucked. And that was just like a go figure kind of moment. So...
I've said 100 times, though, thankfully we were in our hometown where, like, it's... not like crazy to just be able to move a vehicle somewhere and leave it there.
Yeah.
And also we're near family who at least kind of know cars when we know nothing.
So, yeah, my dad shows up, your dad shows up.
It was an adventure.
There
was a fried chipmunk in the engine.
There was a dead chipmunk.
Little thing.
And we couldn't figure it out. I got to live out my dream of pushing a car, though.
I got to live out my dream of driving a car that's being pushed.
That was really fun. I've always wanted to do that, like, no lie. Like, I've always actually wanted to push a car. This is the dumbest thing in the world, but I've always wanted to push a car. And in my head, I'm always like, that means the car has to be out of gas.
Right.
Which tends to mean you're in a bad situation.
Right.
But...
I always question, will I be a pusher or will I be a driver? Like, I was like, if I'm in that situation, what will be the perfect group of people that will push me into one or the other? Because depending on who I'm with, I could be in either group. But I was like, that situation, I was total driver. I was like, here we go, put it in neutral.
Yeah, it was my dad. My dad was like the team captain, and he was standing there, and he was looking at you, and then he was looking at me.
He's like, we don't have much of a difference.
He was like, you can both probably just get in the car, and I'll be fine.
Definitely.
But instead he decided to trust a woman behind the wheel.
Brave.
Wow. 2020 growth. So yeah, we pushed the car. Got to live out that dream. We couldn't figure it out. We left it, came back to it. We thankfully found somebody who was willing to look at it.
Very last minute over the holidays.
We needed to drive back up here in like 4 days.
Yeah.
5 days. And we're headed into Thanksgiving, Black Friday, hunting season, the weekend.
Hunting season where it's literally a holiday in our town.
Right. So, thankfully I have AAA. I called AAA to get it taken to the shop. They come, and the guy's like, you know, what's wrong with it? And I was like, well, I just filled it up with gas and it won't start. And he was like, okay. He was like, I think it's your fuel pump. And I was like, yeah, That's what
Google told me too.
That's something that we had read that it could potentially be. Especially if it's happening right after having gas
The
added.
funniest thing when your dad showed up and like you immediately read the code and you were just like, oh, it's a cylinder 2 misfire. And the fact that you both just acted like, yeah. And I was like, that means nothing to me. So I Google it, like, maybe we just don't know. Maybe we just don't know what's going on. So I'm there.
You're like, I see what's going on here.
So I Google it and I go, oh, so it's cylinder 2 misfire. And I start reading and your dad just goes, yeah, I know. And I was like, I'm not contributing to this. And I just put my phone away and I walked out.
So basically it was like, I think the Durango's a V8, so it has 8 cylinders. Yeah. So 1 cylinder misfiring. Your dad basically said, he was like, there's 7 other
It's not the
cylinders.
end of the world, but it like it will like kind of hurt your vehicle and it won't run as well.
And there was an evap leak.
Yeah.
So that also is something that didn't really matter.
Right.
So that's what the check engine light was for. So it wasn't either of those things. And we were looking, it was like, well, if you just put in gas and you're hearing the engine try to turn over, so there's definitely juice, like it didn't need to be jumped or anything like that. So it was like, could be a fuel pump or something in there. So the guy shows up, he says the same thing, and he's like, what you're going to do is, when I tell you to, you're going to turn the key and try and start it. And he got down, he had this big rod, he gets down, and about middle back of the Durango, he's laying underneath it, and then he goes, okay, turn it. And I turn it, and as I turn it, he hits something, I don't know what, I'm assuming it's the fuel tank or something where the pump is, and it starts right up. And I was like, oh my God.
I loved reading that in text form. Like that you just going, I don't know, some guy came and he had this long rod and he just whacked something when I turned the car on. And I was like, yeah, sounds about right.
No, I called you and you were like, oh, so all we need is a long rod and we'll be fine. And I was like, mm-hmm.
You'll see me crawling under the Durango every time we start.
So apparently what happened, and this is just a pro tip for you now, if you are low on fuel, like my fuel light did just come on for the first time in ever. And if that happens, what you're supposed to do apparently is every time you apparently fuel up, you're supposed to start the fuel slowly and then go full blast and like set it to like
which
auto.
Is really hard.
Yeah.
We've come to find those machines were like not built to do
and
that.
And the guy literally said, he was like, nobody does that. He was like, I know like you need to sometimes do that and I don't do it. Right? But apparently because it was low, the gas level was at such a low point that there was sediment laying in the bottom of it, most likely, and dirt and grime and all that stuff. And when I went full blast, it kicked it all up. He described it as like salt in a glass. And he was like, if you turn water on full blast, the salt mixes in. But if you go slowly, it stays at the bottom for the most part. Essentially, that's what happened. And I was like, of course. So we got it fixed because basically I took it to the shop, said that. They were like, yeah. And you technically are fine, but it's going to happen again. It's a matter of when, not if.
Yeah.
So,
which not great when you need a vehicle to get you like 500 miles. So
yes. So we brought it back up here. It ran fine, thankfully, and I feel like it's not going to have any other issues. We ran to the grocery store, and we shouldn't really have to run it again until we go back down for the most part. So
unless we want to.
Right. And so we got that going for us.
Yeah.
And we're taking the title with, and we're selling this bad boy.
Oh boy.
And we're getting a lease. A lease. Not a lease.
We're getting an lease?
No.
Oh.
So, we got that going for us.
Yeah, exciting.
We're going to have a reliable car.
For the first time in ever having a car.
It's me. I just got the Bible and binding.
But, yeah. It was fun. And this was your portion on how to fix a car if your car isn't turning on. Hit it with a rod. Just hit it with a rod. Anywhere will work. And make sure it's not a chipmunk in your engine. That's it.
Talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about.
No,
since I took too much time.
You didn't take too much time.
Talk about your Instagram holiday ads.
So, we've talked about it 100 times. We're not huge into the holidays, whatever. But something,
real quick.
Yeah.
Favorite Christmas song?
I don't have one. I don't like Christmas music.
I said Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys because it is very clearly the best. And Brett said, yeah, top 5. And I said, well, that's not the best. You're saying it's top 5, so
wrong,
I was like, wrong.
So
Vic said some song I've never even heard of and then refused to sing it so that I could know what song he was talking about.
What, you don't know what the name was?
Yeah, I don't remember. And
Tell me it was like, oh, holy night.
I think Brett's was, do they know it's Christmas time? Which, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Do they know it's That's a good one. That's definitely top 5.
It's fun.
But it's not number 1, because Little Saint Nick is. Mm-hmm. And I think Logan said, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, which is fair.
Classic. It's a classic.
Brett said that was basic.
But it's classic.
It is, but, I mean, and then somebody said, what about Kelly Clarkson have a Christmas song?
Probably.
And I said, well, I wouldn't bang Kelly Clarkson, but I would bang Mariah Carey. So,
oh my God.
And then we talked about peak Mariah Carey, and
now we're here.
Little Saint Nick is the best.
You can't remember what Vic's song
No,
is.
but I wanted you to weigh in. So, what's the best?
I don't like Christmas music.
What's the best?
Little Saint Nick.
Nice. By who?
Beach Boys.
Nice. So there you go. 2 to 1. To 1.
To 1.
2 to 1 to 1 to 1.
Yeah. You ready? What's your favorite Christmas cookie?
Snickerdoodle.
Ooh, are those like a Christmas? Yeah, I guess any cookie could be a Christmas cookie, couldn't it?
I mean, Snickerdoodles were always made during cookie baking around Christmas time.
I haven't had a Snickerdoodle.
And then, but then my gram made really good Christmas cutouts.
Yeah.
That were like that's just a sugar cookie.
A sugar cookie, generally.
And she used to get real fancy and like put sprinkles on them.
Yeah.
And so they were colored. And so I would dip them in milk, and they were perfect because they were hard-ish. Mm-hmm. But when you dipped them in milk, they were nice and soft, so you could just like you didn't even need to bite really.
Yeah.
But because they had sprinkles, it would like turn your milk like a different color, and then I would drink the milk. Loved it.
Crazy.
That was always my Christmas breakfast.
Ooh, Christmas breakfast.
It was just cookies and milk.
Oh shit.
I was like, if Santa can do it, I can do it. And my parents were like, do we tell him? Let's just let him eat cookies, I guess.
Right. We always do cinnamon rolls for breakfast, and yes, sugar cookies F me up during the holidays, and the ones that have like the Hershey Kisses in them.
Is that a Christmas cookie?
It is for us.
So that's what I mean.
We use colored sprinkles.
You chat shit at Snickerdoodles, which are cinnamony, and like that's a very at least fall-esque. I feel like that's wintry enough. And you're gonna chat shit and then go basic ass peanut butter cookie with a Hershey Kiss in the middle.
With colored sprinkles. Whatever.
Okay. So that's my favorite cookie. Where are we going with this? What does this have to do with ads?
I just wanted to know. So, I found like 2 to 3, which I say that now, but we'll see what I can find. Ah! We'll see what I can find. So, I found
Why
these.
do you whip when you do it?
Because I feel like that's what they just did, and that's why they're wincing a little bit. No, I feel like...
They threw out their neck and back.
I feel like that's what they did.
You gotta protect your neck.
Yeah. So,
my neck hurts from having to look at you like this.
What is that?
It's 22.
Okay.
You stopped it early.
So I found these on Instagram, and I'm like, I feel like weird products you've never heard of always get pushed extra in the holidays because everyone pays for ads and whatnot. So I always see the craziest shit that I've seen all year. And I'm just like, would these make good Christmas gifts? Ready? The Playtronica Touch Me, which maybe work on the naming. Maybe work on the
Touch
naming.
Me.
The Touch Me device is where it's basically a like strip. It's like if you've ever played with like coding or any kind of like development thing, it's one of those like boards that has a bunch of like inputs into it, and if you touch different parts it like has different connectors. But this is one that as long as there's 2 hands on either side, it'll play music as long like the human being closes the connection. So you either yourself can just hold it in your hand and touch other things, or how they advertise it is 2 humans, one has their hand on each side, and then if like you like are weird and like make, so like the device would be in between us, and then like we would like make contact, and that would make sound because it's closing the connection. But depending on how we do it, it's a different circuit.
So if we touch butts, can we try this? Can we get it to close the connection with our butts?
We could try. I don't know how... let me check how expensive it is. Some of these were pretty interesting concepts. I don't know how much I
hate
love
the way
it.
they showed it. Why was she like dancing around their finger? Like
it's almost $100.
Why? What is the purpose of that?
Probably to make the board. It's probably not cheap. I'm not sure about that, honestly. I have no idea.
What does that provide you?
There's only 166 available.
What does that provide you?
It says the world we live in discourages touch and interaction, so we decided to emphasize it. Probably bad year to choose to emphasize touch. Just gonna put that out there.
Move on. Next one.
Free delivery.
Free Shavakadu.
Sorry, I have to find the next one.
Are you fucking kidding me? Were you even prepared?
Kind of. I saved them, but I have to find them again.
What all have you saved?
Oh, I save everything. But I also can't quite remember what I'm looking for.
Ads.
Yeah. There was one that I actually thought was pretty smart.
Looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you not, like, save these in, like, different locations?
No, I should have made a folder.
That's what I meant.
I done goofed.
I meant, like, can you make a folder?
Yeah, I done goofed. I don't think it's saved.
This is...
Because these are old. Well, I'm really sad.
So that does it for this episode of What's Happening. Shelby provided one Instagram ad. She had a whole segment ready for it, and...
Found it!
Damn it.
Okay, so... this one is called the Dormy headphones. Dormy phone, sorry.
I'm not going to be that person. It has 21 likes on it.
Stop. They just might be a smaller business that's trying to grow.
That girl has her titties out.
Nuh-uh. Stop. So, Dormy headphones. It's like one of those, it's just a full headband, but then like earphones go over the ears. And it's for like exercising, or they advertise it for like sleep, if people sleep with earbuds, which I used to do all the time. And then they're not like jamming in your ear, they don't like fall out in the middle of the night. And I actually thought this one was pretty cool, and they just came out with their second iteration of it. You can buy like their original one for like a sale right now. Cute. Duh. But you can like pull them out and like wash the headband and like
oh shit okay.
Yeah, so it's like actually pretty useful. It's like pretty cool, I thought.
How does it charge? It doesn't. That's
there's a 10-hour battery life and a 2-hour charging time, so I'm guessing there's a USB hookup.
Interesting.
But yeah, the secure and soft headband, they are comfortable even for side sleepers. Our ultra elastic machine washable headband is soft and comfortable and won't slip off during the night. Great for listening to music, podcasts, ASMR, meditations, and more. But yeah, I'm just like, that pretty cool.
That is a cool one.
I definitely
Ninja
would have used that.
Not to make this about Ninja like we always do, but he just made a sweatshirt line that you can have it.
Oh, the like hood plays music?
No, and you can put your headset over top of it and it won't muffle it. It'll play through.
How? Is it mesh?
I don't know, Shelby. He patented it and it works. Allegedly. They aren't released yet. So, but there you go.
How expensive are they? Like $100?
$372.
Cool.
Shout out to Tyler. I don't see those hips moving. Come on, guys. Remember when he did that?
No, I've just heard about it a lot. But I like legitimately think you should actually check out Dormy Headphones. It's a black-owned business.
Those are
and
actually,
I think it's a really cool idea.
Those are really cool.
It's definitely something I would have used in like high school and probably even college. Because like having a roommate, I always wanted to listen to music at night or listen to something. And that would have been really nice to be able to do that.
A lot more comfortable, like you said, than headphones. That's a good one. That's actually like really cool. Do you want it?
Kinda. I don't know if I'd use it like now. Now I just... Well, actually, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm making a purchase. But...
Then you can like provide a review on it.
Yeah, honestly.
Is this the last one?
This is the last one. I've been seeing... I don't know what I clicked on one point in my life.
You have 1 minute.
Okay. Should I stop? Okay. I've been seeing ads and stuff for a lot of spine realignment things. Those tables that hang you upside down. I've been seeing those like crazy. This one is a like travel snap in place. Like I lay on top of this for 10 minutes a day and it realigns my back. And it's just this little like plastic piece that can be realigned in 3 different locations for different like height intensities to target different points of your back. And it's really small. I mean, that's probably like that's not even 2 feet long, probably. So they're like, wow, look at you on the go, easy to store. And you just like, it basically helps the curve of your back. and helps you like release tension in your back. But basically I'm saying I've been seeing so many ads targeted at back relief that I'm like, is Instagram trying to tell me something? Have I talked about my back problems
It's coming out of his chest.
Those are his ribs.
That's, oh my God, that's really intense.
It has a super intense setting. This is called the spine deck. Heads up. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is
comfortable.
Honestly, it looks kind of comfortable. It's on sale right now for under $40. Kind of worth a shot.
That's all we have time for, Shelby. That's it. Sorry. That does it for episode 15. You should have been more prepared. That's all I can say.
That's fine.
One more fist bump for the road. Okay. If you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and all episodes. And if you haven't already followed the podcast, make sure you're downloading it, reviewing it, sharing it, all the things. Go follow us over on our YouTube channel, SM. Did you change the name yet? Nice. You can follow us over there, though. And next week we'll do a video on there. And then in 2 weeks we will have another What's Happening podcast. And maybe we'll actually do something before it.
Maybe.